Like, no.
Every blood sausage. Starts with blood sausage.
So I've never had it. Is it good?
It's not bad.
But it kind of freaks me out.
And then, well, the one first time we
They said
he
he's not
brought
coming.
his friend's house with the reason. There's like some kind of intestine thing tied up in his fancy yogurt not open thing. Don't serve that in my house.
Right. It's 6 o'clock, baby. Keep going. Call the meeting to order. Is everybody ready? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm in a
And have the light on. You look fabulous, Mr. Watkins.
He does look fabulous. Okay. Pledge of Allegiance. I have asked Mrs. Metcalf to lead us in the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Number 3, presentations and recognition.
Madam President, members of the governing board, one of the things that I have neglected to do, especially since we've moved over to this location, is bring to you successes and celebrations that we have within the organization. And for those of us that get the opportunity on a daily basis to experience that, it's amazing. And I wish that you had that as well. So tonight, I've asked Woody Deemer, who runs our welding program, to come present to you some of the good work they're doing, some of the new innovative projects and opportunities they're providing, and some of the success our students are having. So, Woody, sure, the floor is yours, my friend.
Hey, Woody! Well, I appreciate having this time to talk with you folks. We're going to turn on. There we go. I appreciate the time to visit with you folks and tell you about our welding program and how it's growing and how the success is going out there for our students. I want to talk about, first off, our students and how they're doing out in the field. I have 2 students that went to L&H Industrial, which is over in Tempe. They work on heavy-duty equipment for the mining industry and stuff like that all over the country. So I have 2 students that are a year and a half out of our program. They went straight, they were interns there while they were in school. Now they've been working there since they left. So as a year and a half in, they are now traveling welders at 19 and 20 years old. They're making over $100,000 a year each. And all their expenses are paid because they're traveling on the company. So these are things that we're putting our people out to do. Thank you. I have another student that he's a couple years out of our program, just recently started with Able Steel. He worked for us for an intern for a while here and left to go out into the industry so he could learn more. He went to Able Steel. After being there for 1 month, they gave him a $5 an hour raise. He started there in June of this year. He is now running their multi-million-dollar robotic systems for them. This is, how old is he? 21, 22? I think he just turned 21 this last year. So yeah, he's not 22 yet. So we have students that are doing a lot out there. Another student that's at Able Steel has been there for about 6 years now. He is the head of the quality control department for that manufacturing facility. And these people build things like the SkyTrain, Mayo Clinic, big football stadiums and stadiums like that. This is the things that they build, all the steel work for this. So these are big companies that are putting out big things. So they're doing a lot. I had into our new industries that we're working into, going to our orbital welding that I gave you samples of tonight, so you know what orbital welding is. I have a company that I've been visiting with and talking with, and they are actually wanting to partner with us to get our students there. And they want to start our interns at $22 an hour. This is our EMD electronics. So as interns, they want to have people there, and they are specifically asking me to put women in their field. They want women welders working for them. They're specifically wanting to add that to their repertoire of people. They're also getting ready to add a night shift, which is going to add another like 75 people. They work in clean rooms. They wear white suits, 68 degrees all day long. So as a welder, they're never going to get hot. When they get done with their internship working with them, they'll be in the upper 30s to $40 an hour starting there. So this company has contracts for 5 years out right now with Intel. They're 5 years behind on their program right now. So these are great opportunities for our students that are coming up. I just was talking with some friends of mine yesterday, and they were talking to me about Corona del Sol over in Tempe, the high school there. And there was recently they had, I think it was just in the last week, they had a student job fair assembly kind of thing, and parents and everything could go. And the principal stood up and specifically pulled out EVIT and EVIT welding. And he pulled up a student that was one of their students. And the student came up and talked. I don't even know which student this is. I have to go find out. But the student right now told the group right there that he has a job when he graduates in May, starting at $22 an hour. So he already has a job lined up because of his training coming out of our program, that he has this available. When I started working here, I'm working on my 5th year now. When I started working here at the welding program, my afternoon class right now is bigger than my AM and PM class when I started here. Welding is exploding in our industry. By the year 2030, they say we're going to be 400,000 welders short in America. So job opportunities are everywhere for these students. They can do whatever they want. They can go into any industry they want. It's all available to them. So these are great stories that I have for my students. So people are looking for them. I get calls every week from different companies looking for EVIT welders. And I tell my students, you're here to work and you're here to learn. We try to run our shop down there like a weld shop, like a regular business. And I tell them that. And I tell them, if you're here to work, great. We'll put our name behind you and we'll have you working. And we can put you in any industry, from aerospace to heavy metal, working across the country. It doesn't matter what you want to do. We can put people there. But we're also very proud to be part of this school, because this school, you as board members, support us very well. You are willing to give the technology that we need to teach our students what's going on out there. We have robotics now. We have orbital welding. We have every major type of welding that there is available. We run it. The only thing that we don't have yet is the newest stuff coming out is lasers, but that's okay. We'll get there someday. But what I want to say is that with your support, with our newest lab that we added this year in Building 6, we added a new lab. We are now running our orbital system and our robotic systems and high-end TIG welding out of there. And in talking to my contacts in the industry, there is no school offering the education that we do. No other school has the robotic systems. No other school has the orbital systems. So when our students walk out of here with that information, they can walk into jobs that other people can't even begin to offer them.
I just have a question.
Yes.
Adults, you have an adult evening program,
We do have an adult program.
and how is the enrollment in that program?
Very good.
Exploding as well? Is that what I
Yes.
saw, John? Okay, I like that. Okay.
So we are running at the main campus here, we run about 300 welders a day in our programs. That's mornings, afternoons, and the night program. Our night program, we now split it in half, so we do it twice a year. So the first one will end at the semester break, and then we'll start again in January with a new group. Our power campus has tripled this year from what it was last year. Last year was the opening. We started with like 42 students to get everything down. This year, they're running 116. So we tripled that program. Apache Junction is running, I think 95 is what he told me he has in his program. So we are running very large numbers in our welding program, and I see no end in it. Everybody's doing well, everybody's happy, and they're learning. And our industry partners are great. They're coming in and telling us what they need, and we take that to heart on what the industry needs and finds out, and we find ways to teach that for them.
So, Madam President, members of the governing board, part of the reason in this example that Woody shared on welding, we have examples like that throughout our system, and we're going to begin bringing those to you regularly, so you don't just hear it from my face, you actually hear it from the folks that are doing the work. But I need to give Woody a compliment in front of everybody. There is not a man that I've worked with who has been as willing as Woody is to do what needs to be done to get what our students need so they can be successful. You go to Woody and you say, Woody, hey, I heard this idea. And the next thing I know, 5 days later, Woody's coming up with a way to solve the problem or to have a solution to the idea. I believe Dr. Doolin talked to Woody about orbital welding, and within a short period of time, Woody came to us and told us what would need to be what we would need and where it would go and how it would, all because he wants to make sure our students leave here with an advantage that no other students would have who didn't go through EVIT. And not too many people, Woody, do that. So thank you very much for being the kind of individual you are in the organization. We're lucky to have you.
appreciate
Last
it.
thing, I was surprised when Woody said he was going to come. So that's really nice. And I was figuring out what's this. So this presentation that he said, the last thing they need is the laser. I'm guessing he came here and shared that with you so he can get the laser. Well done, Woody. Well done.
I'm not looking for that now. That's a few years down the
Okay,
road. I
fair enough,
understand
fair
that,
enough.
but yeah.
Do you have any questions for Woody, Madam President, members of the governing board?
I do not. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, sir.
The orbital welder, you said that's at this campus? This
Yeah,
campus only?
that's on our campus here, yes.
Yeah, but the other campuses don't have that advantage.
No, not at
You
the,
wanted to
right
have-
now what we're doing is we're running first-year students at all campuses, and then we have all second-year students come to this campus.
Okay. Good plan.
And they have to pass their standards. To be in my second-year program, to get to this level, you have to be a certified welder out of the first-year program. You've had to pass the TSA. You had to pass the class, of course, to be able to step up and do my second-year program. But we don't turn them away if they don't have that. We'll just move them back, and then they see all their friends moved up, and now they're working hard to get caught up so they can go be with them, which I had at the beginning of the year. But now they're all caught up and they're all going together. So it's incentive.
Great.
And we are a national testing facility here. We are the one in the valley that everybody can go to. RSI sends their people to us, all these different colleges, all these different schools, MCC. Nobody has the credentials and the things that we have here. The school, you guys have generously sent me to a couple different trainings that I've gotten licensed to do the ATF down there, which is the accredited test facility for the AWS. I have all the information, all the stuff that is required to keep us legal and on top. There's only 3 ATFs in the state of Arizona. There's ours, there's one in Kingman, and there's one in Yuma, and that's it. So anybody that wants certified welding, they have to come to us. So we do quite a bit of, I had some people call me just recently from New Mexico wanting to come over and test. So we are reaching out into the community and doing all different types of things at all times.
Very good. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, moving to number 5, call to the public. Do we have any?
Madam President, members, I believe that we have number 4, the minutes.
Oh, gosh, you're right. Thanks. I jumped the gun. All right, I need a motion to approve the minutes for the regular meeting, October 23rd, 2023.
Motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting, October 23rd, 2023.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Say no. Motion carries.
All right, now call to the public. Hey, do we have anybody? Dr. Wilson?
No, ma'am, we don't.
Okay. Number 6, consent agenda items. Do I have a motion to approve our consent agenda items A through H?
Motion to approve consent agenda items A through H.
Is there a second?
I'll second. Covington?
Any discussion? All right, hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, number 7, personnel A. Dr. Wilson?
Madam President, members of the governing board, there's nothing unique in this item compared to other similar items in previous meetings. One thing I would just make sure that we're mindful of is, as we've talked about before, as we're growing, we're adding new staff positions simply because the numbers would warrant it. But we also have had individuals who have left our system, many of them because of issues that were personal to them, life issues that happened. Some of them because it was in the best interest of the organization. And so we'll keep tracking our retention of staff and then be able to break that out for you like we did last year, so there's a clear understanding of how well we're retaining, and that staff that isn't retained, why they left. Because in some cases, it's through no fault of anybody's. It's just life happened and they had to leave. But there's nothing unique in tonight's agenda.
Okay. This is an action item, correct?
I'll move we approve the
Yeah, I need a
personnel
motion
agenda.
to approve the personnel. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve personnel.
Is there a second? Sorry,
I'll second.
Do we have to
I
specify?
think I didn't hear you either. Okay, is there any discussion on A?
Just A? Just A. Okay. I'll second.
We're good?
Yeah.
All right, I will call for a vote.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, A, policy revision, first read. Mr. Cabell.
Thank you, President Boggs. This is a minor change to the child abuse reporting program policy. The Department of Child Safety has an online portal now where you can make the report, so we're just changing it to make that the way to report child abuse.
Okay.
And then there's a change, there's a reminder I've added that it's potentially a class 6 felony if you don't make the required reporting, just to encourage people to make the report. And we added to the regulation the reporting procedure. Other than that reflects the change in the policy. Other than that, it's pretty much the same policy.
Okay. All right, I need a motion to approve.
Nope.
Just a
No?
discussion.
No, that's right, just
No, it
discussion.
says-
Okay. B, revision to board travel policy. I think,
So, Madam President, members of the Governing Board, I ask that you table this till our next meeting, I think is the 27th, at which time what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an average of travel costs spent in the organization as an aggregate, and then I'm going to pull out the percentage of board member travel. So you can have a baseline of understanding what we spend as an organization on travel and conferences, and historically what the governing board has spent on travel and conferences, and use that as a starting point for the conversation. Okay?
sounds good.
I make a motion to table.
Yeah, I need a motion to table.
Second, second for the tabling.
Okay. Is there any discussion on the tabling? B. All right, Ms. Metcalf, can you please call for a vote? I mean McAfee, sorry.
You can do it, yeah. Just tag team. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, action item 9, policy revision, second read.
These are the policies we brought to you in the past regarding field trips. You recall, we're just kind of turning it back to where it was before I made my inadvertent Scrivener errors when I revised it. And the second one is just adding the requirement to the parking permits that if there's a financial hardship, we can waive the parking permit fee.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the policy revision, second read.
I'll move that we approve the policy revisions.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on this? Ms. McAfee, please call for a vote.
Yes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, moving to action item 9B, the board vacancy. Dr. Wilson?
Madam President, members of the governing board, as you're aware, Board Member Hart needed to step down from his position on the governing board. And the process begins by posting the vacancy, and the replacement needs to come from the same elected district area. So we posted by the statute, and we received one letter of interest in joining the governing board. We forwarded that letter to the county superintendent, and the county superintendent has asked that the governing board ratify the recommendation to the county superintendent. Now, the county superintendent's not obligated to follow the recommendation, but by statute, the recommendation does come from you, and then he or she who's in the county superintendent's office has the final decision, makes the final decision. You'll see that the backup letter that was submitted to the county superintendent is in your board backup, Mr. Shane Ellison. Mr. Ellison lives in the Carefree Queen Creek area. And as you can see, has quite a bit of experience. Cave Creek, has quite a bit of experience, not only in the areas that we lean into, but also just in terms of kind of life experience. Mr. Ellison is here tonight as in case you had questions or wanted to meet him. But the action item is to recommend Mr. Ellison for the vacant position to the county superintendent office.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the board's vacancy.
He's here.
I'll approve the board vacancy.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Or do we want to hear from?
It's on. You gotta really talk into it.
Yeah, I don't know why our mics are.
Mr. Elias has said Mr. Ellison is here if there's any interest.
Yeah, does anybody want to hear from Mr. Ellison?
I would.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like, yes.
all right.
Mike on?
Turn on your microphone. That's your first level of duty right there.
No,
It's gotta go green.
There you go.
we go red, you go.
Third chance.
There we go.
Good evening, I'm Shane. Good to meet you guys.
Hi, Shane. Any questions for Mr. Alex? No? No?
Do you have any,
No, there it is.
do you have any public school experience other than through your family and your children?
No, I've never taught in a public school. I graduated from NAU with a master's degree in organic chemistry, and I taught there before I went into industry. But I have no experience in public school. And every time I hear stories like, I believe Dr. Woody's or Woody's, I get so excited because as a parent, I'm always looking for avenues for my kids and how to guide them. And EVIT just seems like the ultimate fit. I feel like it's underrated. I think it needs more cheerleaders, and I would love to be part of the board just to help encourage that and be a cheerleader for the school.
Now, your chemistry background, you also have some medical background?
Yes, I use my chemistry degree to design medicine for Eli Lilly.
That could be a great addition. We have a lot of health programs here.
Thank you.
I love that your family is CTE directed.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I love that your family has been CTE directed. Your wife's a nurse, you said.
No, my wife graduated from beauty school. My daughter
that's right,
graduated.
beauty
Yep,
school.
beauty school. My daughter
Industry.
graduated recently from esthetician school.
That's right.
And my son's going into aviation. And yeah, we're just we've been preaching education day one. So
All
Is
right.
he doing aviation here?
he's going to Cochise College.
Okay, oh, he's beyond us.
Yes. Okay.
One thing I'll say, Madam President, members of the governing board, is that Mr. Ellison reached out to us and asked to see if he could have a tour of our campus. And I think that actually speaks well of somebody who isn't just trying to get on the board to get on the board. He actually invested his time to find out that this was the right fit. And I think that speaks very highly of an individual to take the time to do that. So I appreciated that opportunity to meet with him and tour him. It was good.
Oh, yeah. So you already toured?
I toured. I got excited. I was telling everybody age 25 and under, what classes to take, what to sign up for, when they could attend, night class, day class. Everyone's like, whoa, slow down.
That was good. Good. Thanks. Okay.
Thank
How
you.
long
Any
does
more
it take you to drive here?
39 minutes with no traffic.
An hour and a half with traffic.
Correct.
I think I'm at least 45 minutes from Queen Creek.
Oh, yeah, coming up.
Yeah, opposite ends. Okay. Any more comments? All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.
Okay, see, adult ed tuition.
Madam President, I think you need to vote on the,
Oh, no, didn't we vote?
just discussion.
Oh,
We haven't voted.
I thought we did. Oh, I need to call for a vote.
Okay,
Ms. McAfee, will you please call for a vote?
yes. Boyle,
Aye.
Lane,
Aye.
Boggs,
Aye.
Metcalf,
Aye.
Covington,
Aye.
Watkins,
Aye.
and McAfee is an aye. Motion carries.
All right, I'm gonna quit jumping the gun here, maybe. C, adult ed tuition and fees. I need a motion to approve adult ed tuition and fees for 24-25.
I move to approve the adult ed tuition and free fees for 24-25.
I'll second.
Okay, is there any discussion? No?
I guess a question I have just in general, to the extent that we're aware, how competitive are our tuition and fees for adult ed versus other programs in the field?
Great question. And I'm going to turn to the smarter ones than me. Ms. Perez, are you able to?
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board. We are, actually, our prices are very competitive in terms of, there's a lot of private institutions that charge a lot higher. In our recommendation today, it's basically aligning the fee, the tuition fee with the, to be equivalent to what the state funds for the high school program, because our goal is to maintain, to make it more cost neutral, like we mentioned, and for the associate's degree, similar situation here. We're not looking to generate a lot of profit, it's just really make it affordable to those interested in coming to our campus.
Okay. Thank you.
These are for the year, what it costs to come here, or semester?
It depends on the program, but in this particular, you're approving the adult ed is for the program.
For the program?
Yes.
So if it's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 semesters or whatever?
Sure, I'm going to defer to Dr. Doolin to explain that on how that scheduling works.
So we revamped some, remember when you heard Woody earlier talk about the adults do it in a semester? It's the same amount of hours that our high school students get over the entire year, but instead we have them come longer periods, because what we got back from when we polled our adult students, it was really difficult for them to come for an entire year, because in high school we take a lot of breaks, 2 weeks,
Right.
2 weeks, 2 weeks, and they really wanted to come and get it done. So we were able to take the hours the high school students would get over a year, and we do it in a semester. So welding that a high school student takes, our welding year 1 program, our adult students do it in a semester. Same with plumbing, same with HVAC. So that's why it's hard to answer. It's the same amount of hours, if that's helpful, to a regular high school year-long program.
So whatever the program costs, that's it, period?
Yes,
cost,
yeah,
yes.
it's the cost
Okay.
of the whole program.
Because I have some people asking about it. They said it was expensive. I said, no, it's not.
Okay. All right, any more discussion? All right, Ms. McAfee, will you please call for a vote?
Yes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, D, out-of-boundary high school students and adult ed blended program tuition for 24-25. I need a motion to approve.
Just a question, Madam President. Out of boundary student, meaning outside of the East Valley or any of the sending schools, correct?
Yeah, correct. So if you're a student that resides in the boundaries of any of our sending districts, you automatically come here without paying tuition. But if you're outside of that, so essentially, if you're on the west side of the valley,
Yeah.
or if you're in pockets of Pinell County,
Okay.
that's essentially what it is.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
I'll move we approve 9D.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion on this?
I'll second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none. Ms. McAfee, will you please call for a vote?
Yes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, E, 301 plan for 23-24. I need a motion to approve.
Move to approve the 301 plan for 23-24.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion? Any discussion? No, hearing none, we'll call for a vote. Ms. McAfee?
Yes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, 10 staff reports. Dr. Wilson?
Madam President, members of the governing board, I don't have a lot to say, which is not like me. But I did want to thank all of you who could attend the foundation breakfast. I think that was a nice opportunity for us to experience, we talk about the success that we're having, to experience another layer of that. I think the foundation raised, by the time it's all said and done, probably upwards of $160,000, $170,000 that goes to scholarships for our students in a lot of different areas. As a reminder, we are having a second meeting this month. That meeting is going to focus as more of a study session, work session, in which we kind of dive a bit deeper into school finance because that's a area that we always need to make sure we're mindful of, and I think that would be helpful to you and to the organization. And we're hitting the holiday seasons, and so if you are needing to bake goods, our holiday baking sale is on right now. And so if you haven't had the opportunity to taste Chef Myers and his students' rolls, cookies, pies, sauces, they're truly phenomenal. And so if you're looking for a way to offset some of your holiday baking, please look up the Chef Myers baking sale because it's truly is phenomenal. Other than that, that's all
It's
I
on
have.
the website, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And public can order from there?
Yep.
Okay.
Already placed my order.
Yes, you
Oh,
did.
good.
I watched.
Good for you. Smart.
All right, 11 closing items, calendar. Dr. Wilson.
Again, we have a set the 27th. If you could just make sure you pencil that in. We're probably going to be in this building up until the first part of January. So you can just kind of plan on we'll having that opportunity here on the 27th.
Okay.
6 p.m.
Good, we have
Standard-
plenty of
Standard
room
Time.
for our
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, moving to item 11B,
I so
adjournment.
move, we just adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion about adjourning? All right, Ms. McAfee, please call for a
All
vote.
in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.